Hey, good morning, everyone. It's episode 2 here of my Nerdy Cool Dad podcast here. And yeah, it seems that I thought yesterday, I thought today was St. Patrick's Day. I just noticed in my video that wasn't the case, but that kind of shows you how out of touch I am right now. I mean, not that I would have had any plans anyways, but yeah, I totally missed the ball on that one, but not a big deal. But you know who did have a good time was those students. Oh, shoot. Those students over at Queen's University. Looking at some of the videos from them last or yesterday, what a bunch of idiots! My goodness. I mean, maybe I'm just out of touch. I mean, I feel like I've been an old man for like 10 years now, and obviously I'm not old at all. But, inside is kind of how I feel. But I'm thinking to myself, would I have done what they were doing, like partying during an epidemic like this, or sorry, pandemic? And yeah, just the comments they made on the news and everything is just ridiculous. My goodness. I mean, maybe obviously they're not going to be too affected even if they get coronavirus or anything like that. But as most of us know, people in their, I guess, 20 to 30 range, maybe a little bit younger, are the biggest carriers because they're the most social. So something to be considered. I don't. Well, I know for a fact that those people probably weren't thinking about anyone but themselves, and I just really hope that they aren't out seeing their grandparents or their parents or something stupid like that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, even when I was in university, it was some stupid things. Jeez, I don't know where to start with that, but this is ridiculous. But anyways, I didn't want to. It's a good topic to start on, I suppose, considering I had no idea what day it was yesterday. Kind of puts things into perspective for you. But yeah, no, it is what it is, I suppose. It's funny when I started doing this podcast, like I've done it forever. I mean, this is day 2 of it. But I was thinking, like, how do people, especially the people that do like the daily shows, things like that, how do they get so much content to do a show daily and to make it a good show or something that's enjoyable? And it's really easy, honestly. In the last 24 hours, so many stupid things have happened. So many great things too. I mean, let's not focus on the bad things, even though news typically focuses on those things. But a couple things to discuss. Obviously, a lot of you are likely home with kids right now and trying to think of things to do with them. Um, we built a pretty sweet fort. I'll show it to you. All my great parenting ingenuity out here. There's a TV in there with some cushions. It is a pretty happening place. And as a parent, if I need an hour or two to myself, well, let me tell you, Frozen 2 in the fort bunker seems to work quite well. Outside of that, a big topic just in this whole crisis, how to talk to your kids about it. My wife and I have done a pretty good job, at least we think, talking to our daughter, just being honest with her as to what's going on, especially because, as I mentioned yesterday, we had to cancel our travel plans, and our daughter was pretty upset about that. But it is what it is. I think they'll get over it, and they'll look back and probably have some more questions for us. But we also did that cool experiment with the you get like a bowl of I think it's water, and you sprinkle some pepper in there, and put your finger in, and then you pull it out, and it's got a bunch of pepper fragments on it, and then you dip your finger in soap first, or like I guess dish soap, and then try it again, and then it all dissipates. It was pretty cool actually. Trying a few things like that. I mean, a lot of TV, a lot of tablet stuff. I've been trying to look for some good games for kids, which is such a pain in the ass. My God, if you have kids that use their tablets, and I know there's a faux pas about it, but listen, my kid's going to use technology say whatever the hell you want. I don't really care. It's gonna keep everyone's sanity here. But the ad algorithms they have in kids YouTube and kids game is ridiculous. You know how the amount of time I've opened up her tablet and found Kijiji autos downloaded on it? Like, get your shit together. Why do you keep pushing adult ads? Not adult content, of course, but things that could not be comprehended by kids in all these games. Like the games are worse than kids YouTube too. There in some cases there's an ad like every 30 seconds, and obviously it's there to push parents to see the frustrations of their kids and buy the ad-free version of the game. But I mean, come on, I don't even know what games are good and what's not. Anyone's got anything that's super educational and great for kids, please post it in the comments, because I'd love to know. I'm getting sick of these stupid talking Tom pieces of garbage. I don't know what the hell they are, but they're just littered with ads. In some cases, they actually have presents, like literally gift wrap presents there saying ad on it that the kids, of course, are gonna push on. Like I want to push on it too, and they do, and it's an ad, and sometimes you get some upgrades through it, but like where's the value in that? Kids don't know what the hell they're buying, and why would you even put your ad dollars towards that? So, whatever. That's another problem for another day. But other things we're doing with the kids, or kid. I definitely don't have two. God help you, anyone who's got more than one. Yeah, painting, things like that, doing some reading. But yeah, again, if anyone's got any cool ideas, anything like that, let me know. I'd love to try it out. Moving on, I've actually got some content written down. It's kind of cool. I'm going to kind of go through that. Actually, yesterday, just in the sports fronts, obviously, I mentioned yesterday I was sports, kind of a sports nut, and I saw this new proposed NHL bracket. Should the season actually get reinstated? Still on the fence about if that's going to happen. But they're looking at like I think it's like a 2014 bracket. It actually looks kind of cool. I don't really know why they limit the amount of teams going into the playoffs to begin with. I think the revenues in the league will be a lot higher if they push for more teams making the playoff. Even if the first round is just like a best two of three, and the top teams in their divisions actually get a bye in the first round. I think that'd be great. I don't see anything wrong with that. Let's see if that actually happens. But obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, and if I did, I'd have to keep it to myself. Some other things, just look. Oh, Facebook. Everyone saw they had a bug in their spam filter. I'm sure they're still dealing with it, where anything that's been tagged coronavirus repeatedly, or any of the associated terms or anything like that, is being flagged as spam. No, I mean it's probably just an honest mistake. I don't. They probably have measures in place for just about anything, so I don't think it's necessarily someone going out of their way trying to make this go away on social media. Ironically, I was thinking of building. Not that I'm a programmer by any means. I would have to outsource this sort of thing, but thinking of building an app that just removes anything coronavirus related to your social media feeds, so that you can have a bit more positivity during these tough times. But whatever. Someone looks like Facebook's already on their way to doing that by mistake. So it's pretty funny. Actually, one thing I kind of crossed my mind the last few days is obviously a lot of people are having to work from home, and you see a lot of posts going around about what that's why couldn't businesses do this before? There was no reason until there's like a pandemic. Then everyone's able to do it, and I think there's a lot of success coming from it. So I mean, overall, I'm interested to see, and of course, not everyone's going to be in this sort of position, especially in the service industries, who are really struggling right now. But anyone that's able to take advantage of that, or has a company that is going digital during these times, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen once the dust settles, because I do expect this to go on for a lot longer than people think it is. And there's so many great products that you can use these days to make your life easier working remotely. Obviously, working in software myself, I'm very fluid with this sort of stuff. But digital conferencing, or I use Zoom a lot. It's a fantastic product, and integrating your calendars and and different applications in general. I mean, in some cases, what I've seen on my team is some of the my team members really miss that social interaction with their employees or their fellow team members, and so in some cases we just have a like a Zoom room going on with everyone there that can kind of chat or go in and out as they need to. You still get that social integration. I mean, I'm used to working on my own remotely. That's what I do. So it's a little bit different for me, but it is interesting to see how everyone else is coping with it. Either way, there is a lot out there that people can make use of, and I'm curious to see what companies decide to do maybe 6 to 12 months from here, if this was successful for them or they found it was very detrimental, yet to be seen, but super interesting to me. And yeah, getting to another segment here, I wanted to talk about vaccines. Super interesting stuff right now. I feel like, and myself included. Now, I'm not a medical expert. I would never claim to be. I do my research. I ask questions to people that know a hell of a lot more than me, and I actually got some good information from my sister-in-law, who's a medical student over at Royal Columbian Hospital, and yeah, so she was giving me some great information. I'm actually going to post the article she sent me, but it's about vaccines and, you know, people's misconceptions. Because, again, like I mentioned, I'm not a pro. I don't know this sort of stuff, but I know kind of a little bit about it. But currently, there's about 10 vaccines or candidates in the works right now, and they're expecting to do clinical trials on at least one of them in April. This sounds fantastic, and but there's a reality to it. It's not like, all right, we've got this vaccine, we've tested, it's great, we did it on some rats or something, and we're going to start distributing this. No, I mean, for the first stage of human testing, it's going to take 3 months from there. And then from there, another 8 months or so to do next steps of their trial process. I mean, these things do not happen quickly. All this crap going on with the Trump administration saying, "Oh, we could expect to have this in a month or so," is complete bullshit. I can't believe people actually believe that. There's no fast tracking to clinical testing and distribution, and who has the rights to this stuff. I mean, this a vaccine can cost over $100 million. So I mean, it's not small firms doing this or some guy in his basement like Eureka, I figured it out. No, that's not going to happen. And I mean, things to consider is okay. So a vaccine's created. That's great. You have typically vaccines are given to healthy people. They're not given to people that are already sick. So like that idea you throw out the window. That's not going to do anything. And then you know what about the cost of this? So we all saw what the Trump administration was trying to do the other day in buying this German firm that was doing research on the subject. And I don't know where we're at with that right now, but it looks like the German government got pretty pissed, rightfully so, and God knows what the U.S. would do with something like this. I mean, there's so much corporate greed going on. How much are they going to charge for something like this? Like even the cost of an EpiPen, which saves people lives daily. Uh, I don't even know what the cost of that. I know it's in the like. I'm pretty sure it's in the thousands. I mean, you guys can do your own research if you want. I know it's astronomical, and we all know what the pharmaceutical companies are doing in the United States, and how much simple prescriptions like penicillin, for example, or not penicillin. Yeah, maybe it is penicillin. Yeah, that costs for people that need it on a daily basis, and no, it's not penicillin. I can't think of the. I know it's for diabetes. I can't think of the name right now. It'll come to me later, I'm sure, when I'm offline, and I'll think I'm an idiot. But what I'm getting at is it's insulin. There you go. Insulin. I wrote down penicillin for some reason. Yeah, people that really need that for diabetes on a daily basis. That is quite astronomical in price right now, and it's ridiculous because that patent originally was sold for I think $1 or something because of the greater good that it served. And that sort of stuff doesn't happen these days, at least not that I've been seeing lately. So even if there was a vaccine available, what are some heartless pharmaceutical company going to charge for it if it gets into the wrong hands or the wrong firm finds it? I'd like to think that there's a humanitarian side of everything, but that's not always the case, and it's yet to be seen. But yeah, let's just hope everything goes well, and at the same time, a really fast track vaccine would probably take a year, I'd say. And That's just assuming everything goes as planned. But we'll see. I don't know. Crazier things have happened. Everyone in a panic is going to want things pushed further. And yeah, what if another bug comes out? I don't know. I mean, you can't just anticipate what sort of viruses are going to get out there, and that's the scary part. If anything, just keep washing your hands. Practice social distancing for now. Don't be like those idiots at Queen's University. And I'm sure they weren't the only ones doing that. All these morons in the United States, in Florida right now, partying for spring break and that sort of thing. Whatever. We'll see what happens. Fun fact, actually, just about vaccines in general. In 1796, they demonstrated that milkmaids who had contracted cowpox were immune to smallpox. So that's kind of how a lot of these vaccines started. I mean, realize, wow, this actually works. So maybe in small doses, we can eradicate a more serious disease. Now, I don't really know much about cowpox, but I imagine it wasn't as bad as smallpox. But anyways, I'm probably wrong. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? But basically, what they started doing is inoculating the vesicular. I'm reading this obviously because I don't even know these words most of the time. Fluid from cowpox lesions into the skin of susceptible people and induce protection against smallpox, thus beginning the era of immunization. So basically, yeah, he took the pus from cowpox lesions and injected into people. So you got to start somewhere. It's all not going to be refined right off the bat. So that's pretty interesting. And again, I got a lot more information that I'm going to share with you guys about this sort of thing. But yeah, I guess that's all I got for today. I'm sure in another 24 hours, I'm going to have all sorts of other stuff to talk about. Keep my sanity with this. This is actually helping me. I know it's only day 2 of the podcast, but it's really helping me get out of bed every day and feel motivated. And I think it's really positive overall. So I'm going to keep doing it. I might miss a day or two here and there, but stay tuned. And I'll maybe even get into some editing down the road and actually have an intro or something like that. We'll see. We'll see where we go with this. Keeping it super simple right now, but thanks for watching. We'll keep in touch.